It's a glorious day. I'm trying to get my computer stuff back. Like it's got Tourette's. Having a really hard time. Let's see. Anyways, you're showing we're live, right? There we are. My computer finally woke up. It's been one of those days. We'll give a few minutes for everybody to get in here, and then we'll get after it. I don't know if you saw the link I put in earlier in the chat for Ryan Hall.
Mm-hmm.
If you do, it's if you do a search for him, he's like a Uber meteorologist guy on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is like, he knows his shit, and he's been going through everything about the hurricane. I mean, he's telling you where he can show you where the tornadoes are. He can identify them on the radar where the cyclones are. He can show you where everything. I mean, he's got people working with him in different regions.
Right.
Um, really, really good coverage. And he doesn't just do hurricanes; he does stuff anywhere in the country. So, but yeah, if you get a chance, check him out.
Okay.
My grandson actually turned me on to him. I was really impressed. So, but yeah, definitely worth watching, especially if you've got loved ones in the region that's going to be affected, or you are going to be in the region that's going to be affected. It ain't nothing to play with.
Right.
I know he was talking earlier. There was actually one. There's actually one, I guess, county. I want to say it was Thomas County. I could be wrong, but they were telling people there that go ahead and write your social security number, your name, etc., on your arm and permanent marker, so when they find your body, they know who you are.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's some shit. When you have a tornado or a hurricane issue, and the damn sheriff is making that statement, yeah.
Yeah, it was probably time to leave. Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, I'm thinking you kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it's looking really bad though. I hate whoever's in the path. Storm surge is going to suck, and it's not just going to be the coast that's affected. I mean, you've got people. It's going to affect probably all the southeast. Georgia's going to get hammered.
Yeah.
And I know in my area, I haven't seen this much rain consecutive like this in probably 15 years.
Wow.
The last time it happened, you know where the highway is right there at the game ranch, right?
Yeah.
You know, the river runs under there. The river came over the highway.
Wow. That's pretty good. That's 20,
yeah.
30 feet almost.
Yeah, that came up over the highway because of flash flooding. And you had like, where you got the little streams and shit that run through neighborhoods and different.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff. It washed out everything everywhere. I had a elderly couple I was friends with that lived behind the water treatment plant, and it flooded and went across the road, so you couldn't get into their neighborhood.
Jeez.
So if you were in the neighborhood, you were there.
Yeah.
Unless you had a john boat or a canoe or something, you were just fucked. Yeah, it was a little spicy back then. I remember it. Fortunately, where I live, you know where I'm at. I'm up on a higher elevation, I guess. So
yeah,
it's got to be the second coming of Jesus for me to get flooded.
Right.
So, but it does make me wish I had a better vehicle than what I got currently.
You stick some pontoons on it, be good to go.
Well, yeah, I guess you could do that. That would always work. That's always a plus. Pontoons will work. I know we got a lot of people who I'm thinking about the different regions. I was looking at some. Let me see if I can pull it up and go over some of the stuff I saw. Oh, talking about the weather and the wind and whatnot. Um, they're saying that looks like the west coast of Florida and get kind of like the you can't see it doesn't really tell me. This doesn't tell me what it wants to tell me. I'm sorry. Wrong footage. Okay. Looks like west coast of Florida, 30 to 70-mile-an-hour winds. And most of south and central Georgia will be 70 to 130 mile an hour winds.
Damn.
Now, I don't know about you, but if you know anything about Georgia, now granted, South Georgia's more flat, I guess, but that's some heavy duty damn wind.
Yeah, and yeah, you're talking mid to North Georgia is pines everywhere that are fixing to go flying through somebody's
You're
car,
going to have
house.
shit snapping left and right, dude.
Yeah.
It's going to be straight ugly. And, you know, with the amount of rain, I mean, where I'm at, I've got 7 inches so far. And the ground's saturated. So when the wind picks up tomorrow, all that saturated soil is going to start giving way to all that swaying. You're going to have trees everywhere, and
Oh yeah.
it's going to get ugly quick.
Now the good thing is, here in about 2 weeks, mulch is going to be really cheap.
Ain't that the truth?
But that's going to be about the only thing.
Well, you know, I got that place by me. The mulch is free if you can catch it when it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but I think too many people found out about it. I can't ever get mulch there anymore. But I digress. I know they're talking about. I saw a report for St. George Island. For those of you that are familiar with the Panhandle, right there, that island is probably at the widest part, maybe a quarter mile, and that's probably being generous. But it looks like it's directly in the path, and they're saying that parts of that island may be gone.
Wow.
Like it won't be an island anymore; it'll be islands.
Right.
And the storm surge may be higher than what a lot of the houses are on their pylons.
Damn.
So you do the math with that one.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Again, you're hoping that these people left like yesterday, day before yesterday.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I guess my other concern would be too, if you're familiar with that area, you know, if it hits that island, which is a barrier island, for lack of a better term, when it comes over into the bay, you know, what's going to happen then? You know, because you got Apalachicola in the bay.
Yeah.
So it's going to get dicey quick. And anyone who's familiar with that area, like I say, anywhere in Florida, really, it's the coast is screwed. If you're anywhere on that stretch, you know, and I know Tallahassee's talking about, you know, they're batting down the hatches because they're afraid they're going to get storm surge.
Right.
And, you know, you've already got tornadoes and things, warnings in South Georgia, Central Georgia. It's getting dicey. Haven't heard anything for Alabama yet, but I'd imagine it's going to get really sticky really quick. I'm trying to see. Oh, let's see here. Right now, it looks like the hurricane currently is at Category 4. But it
already hit 4?
Yeah, it's at 4, and he's talking about it could possibly get to a 5.
Damn.
Hey, you think about that, 157 miles an hour or higher wind speed. Do you have any idea what that's like?
No, I've never actually been through a hurricane. I've been through a couple of cleanups.
Sure.
but not directly in one. No.
I mean, if it's just because the water is so warm. I mean, like I'm looking at. Let's see where the different footage is. I'm trying to see what I recognize. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've got flooding in Charleston from this, just
Yeah.
to give you an idea. Um, it's just I'm sitting there looking at all these different places, and it's just it's hammering the southeast, and it's going to do nothing to get worse.
Right.
But I don't think I've ever been through an actual. The only hurricane I ever was actually in was one back when I was a little kid, and I was at home. I was probably hell, I don't know. I was in elementary school, and it came over through our state, and then went. I guess it cut over to the Atlantic.
Yeah.
So I remember that, and I want to say it pulled shingles off the house.
Damn.
But yeah, that was pretty interesting. And then I remember one year I went down. I want to say it was Hurricane Erin. I guess I was slated with my ex to go on vacation, and we had reservations for Panama City, and Erin had just come through, so or it was coming through. So our dumbasses thought it'd be a great idea to go ahead and head down there. Yeah, when you're young, don't ask an adult
Right.
or somebody who's cool adulting because apparently you missed the memo. I'll never forget. We're going down the highway, and you can see the damn wall of clouds.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, we'll be fine. We're going down there to the beach. And it was nothing but rain and fuckery all but the last day we were there. You couldn't get in the water because it was all red flag. Had overtake. And when you got down there, there's pieces of stucco missing out of like the big high rises and shit. There was palm tree fronds all over the damn place. It was just a wreck. It was like,
Jeez.
what the hell were we thinking?
Right.
But again, it is what it is. But I'm sitting there watching. It looks like they've got two hurricane hunters flying through the storm right now. One's in the eye, and one looks like it's on the eye wall to the west. The guy I was talking about earlier, Ryan Hall, he's actually got this pulled up. It looks like he's tracking the hurricane hunters, and he's showing you the actual footage superimposed of the radar of the storm.
Yeah.
And showing, he's just tracking everything for you. It's really interesting. But I've never seen coverage this, what's the word I'm looking for?
Extensive.
Thorough.
Yeah.
It's not like watching Weather Channel or your local news. This is a whole different beast. So I encourage you anytime, check this guy out, put him on your favorites, and anytime there's a storm going on somewhere, check him out, see if he's covered it, because he seems to know what he's doing. So, well, let's see. What has been going on in the political arena? We'll change gears for a minute.
Oh.
What's the latest fuckery you've heard of?
Really, this week has been kind of quiet. I mean, of course, you're not hearing anything from, Pedo Joe. He's sleeping or frozen somewhere. You've got both of them, you've got all four candidates out there stumping. Um, and really, that's about all I've seen. Nothing, no assassination attempts that we know of, which is good.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, you got to wonder now. Did we cover the whole Oprah Winfrey interview thing? We didn't talk about that, did we?
no,
I haven't watched it because I have a real hard time um, just freely burning brain cells for shits and giggles.
yeah,
But from what I've heard, when she was being interviewed, interesting. Did you see what Vanguard said?
yeah,
Okay, well, for those of you who may be watching, share the shit out of us. Apparently, the brown shirts at ScrewTube have decided to shadow ban us, so fight the algorithm. Get in there and hit that like. Um, but that being said, what I was talking about is, she was doing her word salad bullshit, and you could tell that Oprah was like,
yeah. I saw that.
it almost looked like she was saying, "Really?" And there's only so much protecting she can do because, oh yeah,
Yeah,
we forgot about Diddy. I forgot about Diddy. We got to talk about Diddy.
I'll let you talk about that because I don't know anything other than he
Okay,
and Justin Bieber getting it on or something. I don't know.
well, Justin Bieber's a punk, anyways. But
True.
hold on, let's go over Diddy. Let's see. Um, I guess he got arrested, and I caught the tail end of it. I saw the funniest meme earlier. Um, Apparently, there was a lot of lubricant found,
Yeah.
and it looks like, let's see, he's in a prison cell in Brooklyn, New York, after being charged with racketeering, sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution. I mean,
I was going to say every congressman,
damn, Well, I'm sure it was all mostly consensual
all right.
and mostly peaceful. Somebody will spin it as racist because he's being singled out because he's a minority entrepreneur.
Right, right.
I'm sorry, but my opinion is that just because you got money doesn't mean you can't be a scumbag.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't piss on if he's on fire. But I'm just reading this from, let me see what I'm reading it from because I sure as shit don't want us to get shadow banned for something else. USA Today, your favorite source of information.
All right.
The uneventful arrest of the mogul at New York's Park Hyatt Hotel was hardly a surprise. While consistently protesting his innocence, Diddy in recent months has been hit with an avalanche of lawsuits, including from his ex-girlfriend singer Cassie Ventura, former Danity Kane member Dawn Richard, and model Crystal McKinney. Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that if you're dumb enough to go out with somebody or hang out with somebody that goes by the name of fucking Diddy, it's you got some culpability.
All right.
I'm sorry. It says, but combing through the past 3 decades of the New York-born former altar boy's life, I'm glad they threw that in there, finds a steady stream of legal entanglements that seem to presage his current predicament. These run from chaos at concerts and demands for child support. Oh, so he's one of those. To threats with baseball bats and legal entanglements with corporate giants. Nice.
Yeah.
Although 1999 was a particularly troublesome year for Diddy, his saga truly begins in the early 90s when 22-year-old upstart producer at Uptown Records organized an event that quickly went off the rails. Well, let's see. Yeah, apparently that event, there was a stampede and it killed 9 people.
Yeah, that happens.
And billed as a charity event to benefit AIDS education, the celebrity basketball game organized the final days of 91, promising fans $20 each a hoop battle featuring Boys to Men, Run DMC, Jodeci, again, I may be pronouncing these wrong, don't care, Heavy D, and Big Daddy Kane.
Not Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane.
Oh, man.
Get it done, buddy. But here's another one. Assault and harassment of record exec Steve Stout. That was in 99. Let's just go down the list. 99 New York City nightclub shooting involving J-Lo and SHYNA, Shine, Shanae. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Shanae.
I guess. 2001, alleged assault of Michigan TV host. 2001, Kim Porter sues for child support. Surely not. You mean tell me he wouldn't take care of all his children? 2003, Diddy allegedly threatens business partner with a baseball bat. There you go. I guess couldn't get a firearm because he's a felon.
Right.
So let's see. What else we got? 2007, alleged assault of man outside nightclub. 2010, Bad Boy music exec sues for age discrimination. Well, it just keeps getting better, buddy. Let's see, 2015, alleged assault of UCLA coach. 2017, personal chef sues for sexual harassment. What the fuck is going on with this guy's house?
Well,
Damn.
yeah, I guess when you take out, what was it, how many hundreds of bottles of baby oil?
Yeah.
Yeah, something ain't right.
2023, Diddy sues Ciroc owner, severs ties. I guess the tequila maker just didn't like him.
I guess not.
Present day sexual assault lawsuits, raids, trafficking. I mean, this guy's hitting all the numbers. I mean, it's like he's covering all the bases. He wants to go to jail and be proud.
Well, I was gonna say, if you're gonna do something, go full force. Don't half-ass it, full ass it.
Well, yeah, and I get that, but I guess my problem is that I guess the thing I don't understand is if you're going to go to jail, don't go to jail for something where you're going to be everybody's punching bag or everybody's going to be playing hide and cannoli with your asshole.
Right.
Okay, so let's get those two things out of the way. Go to jail for something you can be proud of and brag about. I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, if you're of the mindset to commit a felony, something that's going to put you in prison, you should do something that is
Epic.
and gives you some street cred.
Yeah.
Real fast, while we're talking about epic and street cred, to everyone out there, including the brown shirts, everything we say on this channel is for entertainment purposes only. If you do not understand what that is, get a fucking thesaurus or Google it or something and figure it the fuck out, because I'm not going to explain it. Check your facts. If you hear us discussing something, we're two like-minded individuals with our own opinion. We are not trying to incite violence, encouraging kind of anti-government sentiment or anything of the sort. We're not encouraging anybody to do anything illegal or illicit or immoral. We are simply here having a discussion as two grown-ass individuals who want to bitch. If you don't like it, there is no safe space here. Tune the fuck out, change the channel.
No cry closet.
Yeah, there's no cry closet, and the sign on our door says fuck your feelings. So understand that. That being said, just wanted to get the boilerplate shit out of the way. You have anything you want to add to that, Saxman?
No, I think that was pretty comprehensive.
Okay. I mean, you got some motherfuckers that they were, what do you say? What does that mean? I've met
Oh,
them.
I dealt with those people all day.
Well, that being said, um, yeah, Diddy, I saw a couple of different memes, which I just died laughing. I don't know how many of you have seen The Watchmen. There was a series HBO did that follows up behind the movie. Um, hey, Chica, it's good to see you. I would imagine it's drier where you're at than where we are. Um, anyways, there's a scene where the one heroine's chasing this dude, and he pulls out it was like two bottles or something, and skeets it on him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's running towards a storm drain, right? So the guy all of a sudden just drops to the ground on his back with his arms tucked and slides into the storm drain flat. And they're saying, police, Diddy fleeing police. Okay, you gotta kind of see the relevance there.
Right.
Then I saw another one, had two guys posing, I guess, as police coming to Diddy's mansion. And they were trying to chase Diddy all through the house, and they kept finding all these bottles of lubricant and gel and everything else. And they kept trying to snatch Diddy, and they couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
He was too slippery. So, I mean, my advice to Diddy was you should have picked a lane and stayed in it.
Yeah.
Instead, you wanted to dab on all kinds of fuckery, and your butthole's gonna be somebody's play yard.
Yeah.
Just saying. I don't know how Rikers is, but you're about to find out.
Right.
All right, so moving right along. I'm kind of with you. I haven't really seen a lot of political shit going on. I mean, we've got things happening, but I think there's still a lot of fuckery behind the patient pet syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the government's trying to, not the government, but I think the media is trying to bury and distance that shit from themselves as much as they possibly fucking can, as quickly as they can, because there's truth to it. But what you're finding is, like, when we saw Trump do his debate with Cockholster,
right,
and they kept fact checking 45. Turned out their fact checking was fucking wrong, but hey, it was ABC.
Yeah.
Everything he said had relevance and truth to it. Now, it may have been shaded one way or the other, but okay, I don't necessarily blame him for it. And I'm not saying that he couldn't have spun it, because he's a human. He's wanting his point to come across. He's wanting to win. I get it.
Right.
But it could be that where he got his information, he only got part of it, or where he got his information, somebody fed him, half truths, whatever. You know how it goes. It's all about, you're only as good as the people you got supporting you.
Supporting you, right.
If you got a bunch of fucktards, they're busy building trying to wall your ass in the wall and leave you for dead, yeah, you're going to be getting all kinds of bad intel.
Right.
Kind of like a security team initially. So, I just don't know. It seems to me at least he had a plan he came forward with. He spent a lot of time defending himself against 3 fucktards instead of 1.
Oh yeah, that was.
I think it's fucking hysterical that he's not going to debate her, because now she's got to run on word salad. I also like when Waxworks got up somewhere recently and said, we can't have 4 more years of this. Well,
yeah, that's all that.
They did it. I mean, Waxworks, did you not read the memo? You're part of the same fucking regime that fucked everything up for the past 4 years, and you're saying we can't have 4 more, but you're running to ensure we get 4 more.
Yeah, he is the problem.
To me, Walls looks like there's something wrong with him. He's weird. He's one of them fuckers where when you go in the mall and you see him look at your kids, you're debating whether you need to kill him or you need to run away with your kids under your arm.
Right.
Because there's something that he looks like he's warped.
Oh, dude
Now,
looks like he just crawled out of a creepy, Barney suit.
dude, he looks like an extra off Tales from the Crypt or some shit.
Right.
But just to go back to my previous comment, I am not saying anything making a threat against the vice president or anything else. Just to be clear, I'm saying he looks like one of those predator kind of fuckers where you see him out in public and you go, okay, we need to avoid that fucker.
But yeah,
station wagon, let's GTFO.
Right. I mean, he fits in with the perfect, blue voter profile though.
He's got when he smiles, he looks like he just looks weird, dude. Everything about him's weird. He laughs weird. It's like his whole mouth. He reminds me of one of them aliens off V. Remember when they open their mouth and dislocate their jaw so they like suck in something?
Right.
I keep waiting for him to his jaw just whoop, like a fucking anaconda and swallow somebody. I mean, he's fucking strange. And how the Democrat Party felt that he was a good fit for Cockholster.
I don't know, because he and she are pretty much the same person.
Well, I guess, but it's they had better choices to put as her running mate.
Oh yeah.
If you look at it, and think about it, it baffles me how they made these decisions. It's like, were you guys snorting coke when you did this, or was there a lot of Dos Equis involved? Quaaludes? What? Somebody dropping acid? What happened? Because none of this makes sense. But, hopefully come November, their bad decisions will cost them an election.
Right.
Do I still think that Trump could win it? Yeah. My concern is that if he does win it, what's going to happen in January?
Yeah.
Let's go through that for a second. All right. Let's say that Trump wins. All the belly aching will ensue. There will be wing shacks and tire shops on fire across the country. It'll be his fault. And they'll be trying to figure out how not to turn over power.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
In January. Now, by definition, if they do not relinquish the reins to the current winner of the election, wouldn't that in fact be treason?
Oh yeah, I mean
by definition, or
yeah, no, it would be, and everything that they said that he was, they would be. Well, I mean, they already are, but election deniers, they'd be traitors. They'd be a threat to our democracy, in quotes. Yeah, all the above.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was just thinking about that, and I truly believe what I have noticed. You didn't have a lot of people saying, "Well, we need to encourage people to do stuff, or we need to call these people out, or go confront people, or do this, or do that." You notice that all the left now aren't saying all that bullshit so much anymore.
Right.
Because technically, well, by law, really, they're inciting violence. They should be charged for it, but it's not going to happen. If it was a Republican, they would be having to give a public apology, and they'll be trying to run them out of office.
Yeah.
That's where I have a problem. If you're going to sit here and you're going to say that my president-elect or my former president or whatever is the next Hitler, or comparing January 6th at fucking Pearl Harbor, which is enough for me to want to draw back and slap your fucking teeth out.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Or it's worse than 9/11.
9/11.
You're a motherfucker. All right? Let me just be clear. You're a piece of shit. To sit there and use the deaths of innocent Americans and American service members for political gain or simply to smear somebody. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
To dare to do that. I mean, you think about World War II, the veterans we had back then. Now, real fast, I'm not throwing shade on today's military or people who have served after World War II in any way, such, shape, or form. But in that era, they were a different beast from anyone after that.
Oh, yeah, you had 15 and 16-year-old kids sneaking in. These kids were ready to go to war.
Yeah.
Ready to defend their nation.
They were that
yeah.
was it.
And we still have people like that, but the majority of the shit that you see on social media, that those people are, they're just not words.
Yeah.
For how useless they are.
Yeah. Well, we've got a guest we'll get on here hopefully over the next week. You know who I'm talking about, but I'm just going to leave it at that. He's in his 20s, like-minded like we are, actually has some interesting views. I thought it'd be cool to get somebody from that generation on here and see how they see things.
Right.
Because we all know how we feel. Okay? We also know what generations all of us are from. I think it'd be good to catch somebody who's from one of the most dangerous generations in our country's history and get their input, how they see things through their lens and see if they've got different views or different ideas about things than we do.
Right.
I think it'd be a good conversation. Like I said, he's like-minded like we are. But I think he may have some different viewpoints as well. I think it'd be good to have some new blood on here to, hear from them.
Oh, yeah. It's always, interesting to see, folks that are like-minded like us, but you've got an age gap where they're coming up in the stuff that we tried to, and I hate to say this about all boomers, but we're coming up in what they fucked up.
Yeah.
And yeah, to see their take on all the tomfoolery that has happened in their short lives, that will be interesting.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I guess the thing I think about, I think when I was growing up, how things were. You get on your bicycle, you ride down 4 or 5 miles, go see some friends. You didn't think about it. You got on if you had a bicycle, hell, if you could walk. It wasn't nothing for me to walk 4 or 5 miles to go do something.
Yeah.
And I lived in the suburbs, all right? And it didn't hurt me to do it. I didn't bitch and moan about having to do it. I enjoyed it. I was a kid, right? You didn't have all the you had evil, you had bad shit that went on. Excuse me. But my generation at the time wasn't desensitized to it.
Right.
Okay. I mean, I remember getting together and hell, we'd all get together and go to like Pizza Inn and eat the buffet. That was a big thing for us as teenagers. We'd pile into that summit and clean it out. Piss them. And we'd have coupons. But, and that was some of the best times, best memories of just being kids and doing shit, building tree houses and staying out till damn dark. you weren't hemmed up in a house unless it was fucking raining. Halftime, you didn't want to do that. I remember playing fucking capture the flag and fucking pouring down damn rain, climbing up a damn ridge line and going across a creek bed with the damn water swollen and a damn water moccasin chasing us.
Right.
I mean, we got out there and did it. We didn't give a fuck, you know. And we had fun. I look back at that shit and say, you know, those were the days. But you didn't think about. I mean, you just the quality of life was so much better.
Yeah.
And now you got all this twisted fuckery going on. You can't leave your kids alone. You got to shelter them like a damn nanny state because you got so much shit coming at them from the shit they see on TV, shit they see on the internet, shit they hear in school. Did you ever think there would come a day in school where they would stop doing the Pledge of Allegiance?
No.
This moment of silence bullshit? Fuck you.
Yeah.
If you want a moment of silence, step the fuck out and resign. If it wasn't for people that put that damn flag where it's at today, you wouldn't be a teacher.
No, in fact, we had even up into high school, you know, it was like, oh, sweet. You know, that guy gets to go out with, you know, the vice principal to go put up the flag
Mm-hmm.
out in front of the building, you know.
Yep. Did you have patrols when you were in school? Or do you
Patrols.
You don't know what patrols are.
No.
All right. Where I went to school in 6th and 7th grade, I think it's 6th and 7th, I know 7th. If you had good grades, you could become a patrol. You were like a little safety patrol. You had a little belt you wore across, and the belt went around here and had a little badge on it. You were like a custodial student, somebody who, like when school was letting in or school was letting out, you helped the teachers maintain control of the kids going to and fro class,
Right.
Or the buses, or you know, you help. You kind of there to assist. And every year, if you were patrol, they would take you to Washington D.C. on a field trip.
Nice.
Well, 9/11 happened. That went out the window. My son completely fucking missed out because he was a patrol. But he didn't miss much, turns out. But that being said, yeah, where I'm from, you had safety patrols. I didn't know if that was a regional thing or other places had it, but he was one. I went to school and we had them. But you had to have good grades to do it.
Yeah.
You can be a fucktard or a troublemaker and be one. But again, a lot of things that were better then, you know, have evolved into just I do remember in high school we had one teacher and she fooled around with students. She's an art teacher, and if you were a dude, she'd pinch you on the ass. She would, depending on who you were or how you responded, you may find yourself waking up in her damn bedroom.
Nice. Well, I mean, wow, that's horrible.
Well, I had a buddy of mine, I don't know what he imbibed, but he woke up in her bed. And it's funny to think back because I'm thinking, dude, how did you take that damn left turn?
Right.
But when he realized where he was at and regained his faculties, he was grabbing his shit, climbing out a window.
Right.
Later, when she went to a different school, they shit canned her because somebody filed charges on her. But yeah, she was a sight.
Yeah. Always that one kid that has to say something.
Well, I mean, I don't know. She neither here nor there. She didn't do that before me. I got pissed there a couple times by her, but I didn't reciprocate. So I digress. We're all off in the fucking weeds. I guess we get back to what we're talking about. Going back to all of you out there that this storm may be affected, or if you got loved ones or whatever, check in with who you can. If you've got people in the area, or whether friends, family, whatever, you know, check in with them, make sure they're okay. If it looks like it's about to get real shitty where they're at, get their exact location. Say if they're in a shelter or or they're staying with a friend because they had to leave their house for evacuation. Get their information so you know where they're at. Try to keep track of them in case, communication goes down, whatever. If you're somebody who is in the path of some of this, a couple things you need to think about. You need water, and you're going to need probably some batteries. That'd be good to have. And you need to have, if you're in a place where you can do it, an exit strategy. You may be in a situation where you can't go nowhere. If it gets bad, you're stuck. And if that's the case, you're going to dig in and be prepared. In a perfect world, you'd want to have you a generator, and I'm not talking about one of them fucking 4 Patriot solar panel pieces, motherfuckers. I'm talking about a real generator.
Yeah.
That you can hook to your house and run shit. I mean, granted, anything's better than nothing.
Yeah, it can power that fridge that you just bought the 5 gallons of milk out of the store.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, gotta have that, dude. Don't forget about the fucking Klondike bars you got up in that bitch.
Right.
But that being said, in a perfect world, you need your generator. If you're like me and you've got a generator that's dual fuel, figure out what fuel you want to use as the primary. Like mine, we use propane or we use gasoline. I prefer to use the propane, but that's me. I know there's some people who got tri-fuel, and that's great. They can hook them to their gas line. But you need to keep enough on hand to at least be able to run it a week.
Right.
Water, food, etc. Any kind of dry food you can keep or survival food, that's great, provided you've got a good. You need to have enough to feed how many people you've got, whether it's a family of 3, a family of 2, family of 8, whatever. You need to have enough to get enough caloric intake to hold there a week. Now, anything beyond that, that's great. But the problem with having material like this for an emergency, you got somewhere to store it.
Yeah.
For people who live in a smaller home, say you live in an apartment or you live in a condo, you may not have the storage you need. I mean, hell, Sax, man, you know where I live, and I'm busting the fucking seams. I got shit everywhere. But in a perfect world, like I said, you want to have those things on hand, have batteries, have medical supplies, have some kind of comms you can use if you don't have cell service. Hopefully somebody else got comms that can talk to you, or at least have a weather radio, something you can hear what the hell's going on.
Right.
And if possible, and you're in a region where it'd be safe to do it, have a vehicle that's got 4-wheel drive. Preferably something that's not basically a car with a bed in it. It looks like a new El Camino. I'm talking about a truck that sits high.
Yeah.
Go through 2 feet of water and not choke out. Just some things to think about. But, I truly am praying for everybody in the path of this thing. And be safe. Don't try to measure your dick with Mother Nature, because it's not going to end well.
You will lose.
Yeah, you will, because Mother Nature has things that are way, 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 way above what you got. And what can go wrong will go wrong. Don't roll the dice. Get out of harm's way if you can. Don't be reckless. Don't take those kind of chances in a situation like this. It looks like it's going to get really bad. I mean, I'm kind of worried where I'm at, because I'm waiting to see if this thing gets to Cat 5 and it rolls inland. We're going to have problems. And I'm debating on whether I might have to haul ass in the morning, go try to wrangle up some extra propane. Another thing to have on hand too, depending on what kind of vehicle you drive, have some fuel. I'm not talking about fuel in them cheap ass raggedy fucking plastic cans either. Get you some damn military NATO cans, Ones that are 5 gallons are heavy as shit. They look ugly. If they're beat up from the 50s, that's fine. You can fix them, clean them up, and they work just fine. I got 4 of them. They're great. Put you some stabilizer in them, set some bitches up. What you do is, I know fuel breaks down over time. You can rotate it out as a fuel for your lawnmower or whatever, and just refill it as you use it, and keep it, rotated.
Yeah.
My cans are numbered 1 through 4, and I just keep rotating them so I can track what I'm doing. And just suggestions, guys. Everybody's got to do what they're capable of doing or what they have space for, can afford, whatever. I get it, but just things to think about. Like I said, in a perfect world, these are some of the things you're going to want. Now, I'm sure there's things I'm missing, but everybody's situation is different. What I think I need, where you're at, you may not. Like what Saxman thinks he needs, I may not think I need, vice versa. It's up to you. Another thing I would say, too, if you're in a place where there's a chance you're going to have a bunch of damage, say a tornado or hurricane comes through and wipes out half your fucking neighborhood, you're going to have looters, you're going to have shit all tore up, you may be living with a tarp over your fucking living room. You might want to have something where you can defend your property.
Yeah.
Depending where you live. By defending it, you can fill in the blanks. You decide what you're comfortable with. I know what I'm comfortable with. We'll leave it at that, but and Chica, I'm not ignoring you about California, the fires. I remember when I was out there years ago, and we were in Lafayette, right outside of San Francisco. And while we didn't have fires there, you could smell the smoke and you could see the haze from it. And it's, when y'all get fires out there, it's crazy. And couple that with the rolling blackouts you had, which they were having then too, is like, damn. But the one thing that really blew me away when I was there, Tika, is when I was at the hotel, I had a bottle of water. And I may have told this story before, but if I have, tell me to shut the fuck up. I had a bottle of water sitting on my little nightstand next to the bed in the hotel. And I shit you not, I was sitting there and I was on the phone and I looked and the water in the bottle was doing this. The whole time. It never stopped. And I'm looking, I'm saying, wait a damn minute. And I look outside, and granted, we had I think it was an interstate or something was, I don't know, 100 yards off maybe or something.
Right.
And I'm thinking, well, maybe that? Is there a BART system running close by or something? But I'm saying, no, that can't be right because it wouldn't be doing this all the time. It'd do it occasionally, but it was continuously, just like this. How somebody can live in a state
Yeah.
that's literally in constant flux blows my mind. That would scare the shit out of me. I mean, I was sitting there and I'm going, damn, and I'll never forget that. That bottle of water sitting there, and she's doing this the whole time. So I digress.
That's creepy.
Well, yeah, if you've never been in a damn earthquake, it makes you say, But I didn't mean to get off the subject there, Chica. Like I said, I remember when it was burning, and I was looking at when we were going to be there, where the forest fires were, how it was going to affect, the area around us. Because I was saying, I'd hate to get out here. I wanted to have to turn right around and be hustled back to the damn airport.
Right.
That wasn't going to be optimal for us. But yeah, I remember the fires big time. It was something else. And look, another country heard from. Jay is in the house. What's up, my brother? The spoon has arrived, and Hillbilly's here. Just damn. Hillbilly, I'm glad your power's back on, brother. I wouldn't hold my breath. It may be back out the way this shit's going. So just be warned. But what we were saying earlier, don't play with Mother Nature. Don't tempt fate. If you're in these areas that might get some of this real bad, you might want to consider heading to high ground or just getting out of the path of it altogether if you can. I know in my situation, I have been reaching out to my mother I told her, I said, if your power goes out, I'm coming for
you. Yeah.
You'll be here with me. I'll put you up here in the granddaughter's room or whatever. We'll figure it out. But you're not staying without power. I got some neighbors, friends. I told them, I said, look, if things go sideways and we lose power, I got a damn generator. I can keep us fed. But I didn't tell that to everybody.
Right.
I shared that with a select few. And of course, Sax man, if you can march your ass this far, you're welcome to bunk in. I can guarantee the sleeping arrangements, but we'll work it out. So if you need to come, you just let me know. But that being said, all joking aside, say a prayer tonight for those people that are caught in this. And let's hope that there's no more loss of life than we've already had. And let's hope that, people take heed to what's going on and they get the hell out of the path of it. This isn't going to be something that just blows through and it's over with. There's going to be lasting issues because did you just have a grandchild? That's great. Congratulations, my brother. You're now in the club. See, now you get to do all the shit with the grandchild that you couldn't do with your kids because you were too worried about what you were doing with the kids. But see, now you've already done all that shit. It's behind you. So you can just spoil the shit out of them and then hand them back. It's good times, I'm telling you. It's the only way to go. It's like a do-over with no stress. Oh, I'm sorry I got off subject there, but I'm glad for you, brother. Congratulations. Sax man, I'm gonna let you have some parting words with everybody, and we'll wrap these things up.
Yeah, no, just going off of what you were saying, not a whole lot we can do for the folks out there right now, but yeah, pray for them and vote early and vote often.
Absolutely. All right, brother. I want to take a minute and just thank everyone for being here. I'm sorry that the notifications are probably not going out. You can thank the brown shirts at Facebook, or not Facebook, but well, they moonlight over at ScrewTube. Yeah, so we've probably been shadow banned. It's okay. We're big boys. We can handle it. But we will try going forward to shoot out a message. We're going to go live to let people know the ones that we have access to, so that you at least know what's going on. I want to thank all of you for being here. As I said, again, I ask you, please pray for the people in the path of this. If you're one of those people, we're praying for you. Don't tempt fate. Pay attention to what's going on if you're able to, as far as politics, because I know there was an executive order they're trying to push through, something about 3D printed weapons and stuff. They will try and slide shit in under the radar when shit like this going between this and Diddy. I mean, this is the perfect storm for politicians. So keep that in mind. Don't be asleep at the wheel, because they will slide stuff in. That being said, stay safe out there. Keep in touch with folks. Let somebody know if you've got a problem, or if somebody you can help them and they're in a situation where they need your help, because we got to stick together through this shit. And with God, hopefully God will have us on here next Tuesday, God willing. So
right.
Y'all stay safe, keep it in your own lane, and we'll see you on the flip side. Good night, everybody.
Good night.